Have you ever been in a conversation where someone asks, "What do you think?" and suddenly you freeze?
You understand the question, you have ideas in your mind, but when it's time to speak, you don't know how to start, how to sound natural, or how to express your opinion clearly.
Maybe you're afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you're worried about sounding too direct. Or maybe you just don't have the right phrases ready.
If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place.
Today, we're going to practice real English conversations that will help you express your opinions clearly, naturally, and confidently in everyday situations.
That's right. You'll learn how to share your opinion, agree with others, disagree politely, and keep a conversation going without feeling stuck.
Before we begin, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Anna, and I'll be guiding you through today's conversation.
And I'm Leo. We're really glad you're here. If you enjoy learning English this way, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel.
All right, let's jump into the conversation. Leo, let me ask you something simple. What do you think about working from home?
That's a great question. In my opinion, working from home can be very convenient, especially because you save time and have more flexibility.
That sounds very natural. In my opinion is a great way to start.
Exactly. It clearly shows you're sharing a personal view.
Personally, I think working from home is great, but it can feel a bit isolating.
That makes sense. Wait, can you repeat that last sentence more slowly?
Sure, I feel like working from home helps me focus better.
Got it. Thanks. Quick tip. In my opinion helps you sound polite and clear because it shows your idea is personal.
So, Leo, I said working from home can feel isolating. What do you think?
I see what you mean. That can definitely happen, especially if someone spends most of their day alone.
Right, that's exactly it.
And I think the lack of small conversations during the day can really affect people.
That's a good point.
Even simple things like chatting while getting coffee can make a difference.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, those small interactions matter more than we realize.
So instead of just saying yes, you said, "I see what you mean."
Exactly. It shows understanding.
That's true. Working from home can feel comfortable, but also a bit lonely.
Nice. Very natural.
Other ways to agree include, "That makes sense," "That's a good point," "I agree with you."
And you can always add your own idea after agreeing.
Let's try something different. What do you think about social media?
To be honest, I think it's useful, but it also has downsides.
Fair enough. I actually see it differently.
Oh, really? Go ahead.
I believe it does more harm than good, especially when people use it too much.
I understand your point, but I wouldn't completely agree. I think it depends on how it's used.
That's a great example of polite disagreement. Sometimes learners sound too direct without realizing it.
Right. You can soften your opinion with phrases like, I think, I guess, maybe.
Maybe it's not social media itself, but how people use it.
That sounds balanced.
Now let's switch roles. Leo, what do you think about learning English online?
In my opinion, it's very effective, especially if you stay consistent.
That makes sense. How do you feel about learning English online?
I feel like it's a great option for people who can't attend in-person classes.
Nice. What's your opinion on online courses?
I think they're very useful, especially with real conversations.
Do you think online learning is better than classroom learning?
That's an interesting question. I think both have advantages, but online learning is more flexible
Why do you think it works well?
because you can learn at your own pace and repeat lessons.
That's important. What about you? Personally, I think conversation-based learning is one of the best ways because it shows real usage. Do you think English is difficult?
I'd say it depends, but it's manageable.
Some learners say, "I think yes."
Better to say, I think so.
Now let's take this one step further. It's not enough to just say your opinion. In real conversations, people usually explain why.
Exactly. When you add a reason, your opinion becomes clearer and more interesting.
Let's go back to our example. I think learning English every day is important. That's clear, but it feels a bit incomplete.
Right. Now listen to this. I think learning English every day is important because it helps you build consistency and improve faster.
That sounds much better. The word because connects your idea to your reason.
Exactly. Because is one of the most useful words when expressing opinions.
Let me try another one. I believe watching English videos is helpful because you hear natural pronunciation and real conversations.
That's a great example. It's clear, simple, and natural.
So instead of short answers, you can expand your ideas.
Right. And you can also use phrases like, that's why, for that reason, which helps.
Let me try using one of those. I think practicing speaking is important. That's why I try to speak a little every day.
Nice. That sounds very natural.
Let's do a quick practice together. I'll say a simple opinion, and you expand it. Learning vocabulary is important.
Learning vocabulary is important because it helps you understand conversations more easily.
Good. Next one. Listening practice is useful.
Listening practice is useful because it helps you get used to different accents and speeds.
That's a really strong answer. Many learners give very short answers, like, I think it's good.
That's understandable, but it stops the conversation.
Exactly. Try adding one more sentence.
Even something simple like, I think it's good because it's easy to use.
That already sounds much more natural. So remember, your goal is not to sound perfect.
Your goal is to be clear and keep the conversation going.
Now let's move into a real-life situation where expressing opinions happens naturally. Imagine you're with a friend and you're deciding what to watch. Leo, what do you think about watching a comedy tonight?
I'm not completely sure. I feel like watching something a bit more serious today, maybe a drama.
I see. Personally, I'd prefer something light and relaxing, especially after a long day.
That makes sense. Comedies are easier to watch when you're tired.
Right, exactly. I don't want to think too much, just enjoy it.
Fair enough. Maybe we can find something that has both, a mix of comedy and drama.
That sounds like a good compromise. What about an action movie?
I'm not really in the mood for action. I think it might feel too intense right now.
Got it. So you're looking for something calmer.
Exactly.
What about a romantic comedy?
That could work. I think that's a nice balance. It's light, but still has a story.
Great, let's go with that. Notice what happened here. We didn't just give opinions. We reacted, adjusted, and made a decision together.
Exactly. Real conversations are not just about speaking, they're about responding and adapting.
Let's take a moment to reflect on what we just did.
We used simple sentences, but the conversation still felt natural and complete.
Right, that's very important. You don't need complex grammar to sound fluent.
In fact, simple English is often better in real conversations.
Short, clear ideas are easier to understand and easier to respond to. Many learners think, I need perfect English before I speak.
But that's not true.
Not at all. You just need a few key phrases and the courage to use them.
For example, I think, I feel like, in my opinion.
And then add a simple reason.
Let's repeat one more example. I think practicing every day is helpful because it builds confidence.
Perfect. Clear and natural.
No complicated words, no stress.
So if you remember just one thing from this lesson, let it be this. You don't need perfect English. You need clear English.
And the more you practice expressing your opinion, the easier it becomes.
Right. Over time, these phrases will feel automatic.
And that's when real confidence starts to build.
Today, you practiced expressing opinions, agreeing and disagreeing.
And you saw how real conversations flow naturally.
Remember, Your goal is not perfection, it's communication.
If this helped you, like the video and subscribe.
Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Take care.